There's something innately inhuman about the monotonous jobs of today. The replaceability of your soul in a position because of the ease and unskillful nature of many jobs leaves many feeling useless, lost, and unimportant. The scary nature that one is simply a placeholder for a job that we as a society haven't developed the mechanisms to automate has many asking questions about the role in which they hold. What is the point in me doing this if anyone else could do it? What's the point in keeping this job if I know it's not going to be there for me later on? How much longer can I take this monotony? A solution for many is to turn to education to further themselves onto a career where one isn't a repeater, and to escape the hopelessness of the replaceability and monotony. It is in this escape through education that we find ourselves trapped in the escape of monotony and not the progression of ourselves. They aren't there to progress themselves, they're there to progress their role in the market. As a student at Ball State University and being a recent student in high school, the concept of cheating in the modern age is more prevalent than ever with the invention of Quizlet, Chegg, and simply double tapping the text and searching on Google. You can pretty much get passable grades on autopilot mode. That is, if your teacher is also on autopilot mode. The chase of grades in education doesn't value originality, but it values imitation. Imitation to a point where one is not copying the teacher word for word, but copying the teacher enough to not look like they're copying. There's very little learning, just imitation without mirroring. Questions aren't being asked inside the classroom, even though there's a million possible hypotheses to every fact. To look at what is being taught and how it is being taught, concepts are not fully understood. Yet many of us don't find yearning to understand more, even though one is there to progress thyself. For example, I turn to remembering facts and remembering how the instructor explained the concepts instead of how I would explain them when asked on a test. The average student, including myself since I'm a C student, isn't capable of applying what they have learned because instead of understanding, the student just simply knows information. This soul-crushing reality is what I have to face every day in some of my lectures. The teacher, reading from a book not made by them, is imitating the author of the book into a convincing act of teaching. Makes one wonder whether or not a robot could replace these jobs as well. By the word learning, I do not mean the collection of information, but the realization of something that actually changes your behavior. Timothy Galloway. The harsh reality of the imitative student and the cheating student is getting to a career where one is in a position of power but is incapable of understanding how to make decisions because they didn't understand the role they learned through their education. This contains brain dead. Wait, I don't know that. Let me look that up for you. Or stupid. It's what the guidelines suggest people in the workforce today. To yearn to advance yourself, to change your behavior into something better and not advance your grade is already a difficult motivator. Especially if one is already at an imitative lecture. However, this is not the only option presented to us. To take what's yours in education is to empower yourself, to fight against the system of imitativeness, to tear down the institutions that want you docile, weak, and stupid. Don't be a drone. Understand. Don't imitate. Listen to your teacher. Read your book. Do the extra mile to fully apply the concept used in your lectures. Understand that one is not answering questions to pass a test, but in fact answering questions to change the world. In doing this, you are truly escaping the dystopian reality that one is trying to escape in the first place of your education. On top of that, you're also going to be making the world around you a better place, as you will actually be in a position for your career to have a legitimate impact on the world around you, because you'll be able to understand how your career makes that impact. Now, I'm not the best guy to listen to on this subject, so instead I leave you a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. There is a time in every man's education when he arrives at the conviction that envy is ignorance, that imitation is suicide, that he must take himself for better or for worse as his portion. That though the wide universe is full of good, no kernel of nourishing corn can come to him but through his toil bestowed on that plot of ground which is given to him to till. The power which resides in him is new in nature, and none but he knows what that is which he can do, nor does he know until he has tried. It's hard to understand and apply. It is easy to imitate. But did you come to college for a job that's easy?